And welcome back to Let's Play Persona 3. Last time, we began our first excursion into the Abyss of Time. Within the Desert of Doors, we found Malbolge. And we are at our first boss encounter for Malbolge. Now, as is the standard for this Let's Play, we are actually going to just quickly transition into FES to see what the boss like is there first, and then we will run into the answer, or not the answer, the episode Gigas version of the fight, just sticking with the team I have been using thus far, so let's get into it. I'll send something really strong directly below you. You could be in for a fight as soon as you head down. Are you ready? You even have to ask at this point. Come on, we're on part 80. Before we get into things, there is one little bit of setup I would like to do, and that is just to equip Narcissus before we get into the next boss battle. Going to have that just as a little bit of, shall we say, error handling in case Metis ends up in a very specific spot in the turn order. Hopefully I won't have to use this guy too much, because being slash weak is actually pretty unfortunate for this battle. Honestly, it may actually be worth it to go back and fuse him, but I'm committed to trying to do this without returning for healing or additional chance to gain any levels. So let's get into the battle here, because this one's gonna be a bit of a doozy.
Multiple shadows confirmed. I think they've been waiting for us. Look! That strange presence is there, too. Oh! The reaction vanished. Incoming shadows, please be careful.
Oh, I was waiting for Fuka to say something. I'm so used to her actually just, letting her pre-battle dialogue speak for her. Anyways, first battle here, first boss battle rather, we've got an Immortal Gigas and 3 Visceral Mayas. Boss fights in the answer are much, much more complicated than they are in the journey. There's going to be a much greater variety of enemies in the fights, and very rarely are you up against a singular, strong opponent. These Visceral Mayas are pretty brutal, too, for a first boss fight. They have 600 HP each. They repel slash and strike attacks, absorb, elect, nullify light and darkness, as you'd expect, and are weak to fire only. They also have dodge fire to improve their chances of avoiding fire skills. The Immortal Gigas in the back is defensively more capable, but has far fewer resistances. He's not immune to any physical type, though he takes little damage from them. He repels fire, so don't cast any fire spells on him, nullifies elect, light and dark, and is weak to wind. Now, honestly, it is a much smarter idea to bring Yukari to this battle than Akihiko, but I'm always down to challenge myself, and terrible turn order to get here. What I'm going to do to start things off is scan the Immortal Gigas, and let's see here. Doesn't really matter too much who I have Ken to target. I'm actually going to make use of assign target here. We're going to have Ken, I just want to double check this right here. Yeah, that one's 6 and he's 5th in the turn order. We're going to have Ken focus his efforts on that one on the left. And then we are going to set Metis to do assign target towards the Immortal Gigas. Since this guy is weak to wind, her hitting him with Garula will be very helpful, and that is her strongest attack option in this fight, so even before the scan goes through, she's pretty liable to use it. What I'm going to have here, Akihiko do here is do heal support, and we are going to just use Magaru. Now, the Visceral Mayas do not hit too hard, but they do have access to slash attacks, which Narcissus is weak to, so we want to be very, very mindful that ideally they do not hit Gigas. The Immortal Gigas also has dodge wind, so there is a decent chance that he will avoid the attack there. Thankfully, the Immortal Gigases do not. Oh man, that's actually very unfortunate that scan got through, because then I could have stopped Metis from doing the double tap Garula on him, but that's okay. Not the end of the world that happened. Next turn, I'm going to set Metis to knockdown. Okay, double fangs on Akihiko, that's no problem. Now, the goal here is to try and get Ken to cruel attack through the, yeah, there you go, there's a cleave coming out. Racunda, not really that useful. I mean, potentially. That's not the one that I would like to see that on. And a bash going for Ken. Okay, not a horrible start to this battle. Now that we know that that guy is vulnerable to wind skills, I'm actually going to switch Metis over to knockdown so that she's consistently trying to get him down with wind attacks. And once again, we are going to go for Magaru. If I knock him down, next turn I'm going to be switching to, there we go, to Orpheus. Ideally, Metis knocks him down also with Garula here. I don't have to worry about using my own turn to take him down. There we go. Thankfully, he doesn't seem to be all that evasive. Unfortunately, Metis is going to bounce a fatal end back into herself because she was unaware that the repelled strike there. Once I'm able to knock these guys down, Ken is going to be able to deal a lot more damage to these guys. Thankfully, that guy went for Bash there. And Akihiko doing what I want from him to hit the Dia there. Okay. Oof, okay. Little nervous because I got a really bad turn order for this fight, but now things should be a bit more consistent. So I want to deny as many turns as possible, so I'm actually going to aim my Agi at the Visceral Maya on the right. These guys are a lot more evasive, so it's very likely that Dodge Fire will get through. Okay, that did not. Next, I want to hit this guy on the left with Agi, and if this goes through, yes, okay, Ken should take him out with, what is it, Cruel Attack next turn. If I get this, okay, that's good, that's good. We're going to deny the all-out attack. We want to actually get out as much damage with Cruel Attack and take out as many of the Mayas as possible before we start committing to those. We do need to be very mindful of the Gigas' damage. He can hit very hard. His normal attack's hit for about 80. His, what is it? We're going to, actually, nah, it's probably better to wait on that. I was just thinking it might be worth it to go for the Nox in there, but his skills can hit for upwards of 130 damage, and he has access to Gale Slash to hit the entire party, so that could potentially be a huge problem. Speaking of huge problem, okay. Fortunately, Akihiko should come in with the Dia there. None of them are going to get any more actions, so we should be fine on that. There we go. Next up, I will hit this guy with the Agi over here, since he goes first in the turn order. There we go. Next up, we will, actually, just to... Nah, it doesn't matter. I was thinking of switching Ken's targeting, but this shouldn't matter too much. Let's hit this guy with the Agi over here. Okay, there comes the dodge fire. That's okay. Ken should still kill it, either with a normal attack or cruel attack. Metis going for the Garula here. There we go. Very fortunate that we get that. And yeah, whenever she's realizes she can't knock these guys down because they just repel anything that she does. Okay, he's going for the cruel attack. Honestly, I think he could have gotten him with a normal attack. One nice thing about Ken in this battle, aside from just dealing really good damage when he hits the downed shadows, he really benefits from, what is it? Just having Cruel Attack as his strongest attack option. It's ever so slightly stronger than Zionga at this point, so he will default to it when looking for an attack. And I actually should have switched Ken's targeting there. Luckily, I get a chance to do that here, so let's switch Ken to targeting this guy over here since he's after him in the turn order. We will hit this guy right here with Agi. Nah, I got the dodge fire, but that's okay. So now the battle's gonna go a little bit slower here. But still, we should be doing just fine. Dodge wind came through. That does mean I'm going to have to switch over to Narcissus since he's such a bigger threat than the... or the Gigas is such a bigger threat than the Mayas. Luckily, that Tarunda is actually pretty fortuitous. That helps us out quite a bit. Alright, so we will just be spreading a little bit of damage around here. Once again, over to Narcissus. Really hoping that I knock the Gigas down and deny him the turn. As you can see, we're slowly but surely chipping through his HP. Oh, that's unfortunate. Thankfully, he went for the strike attack there. Ken might be in trouble, but we were pretty lucky to get a lot of revival beads, so it's not a super huge deal if he gets taken out here, because I can bring him right back in. Okay, there we go. Akihiko gets the Dia onto Ken. This next Maya is going to go. It's going to be pretty unfortunate if he goes for... Okay, we're getting really lucky here. I'm not having my slash vulnerability struck. Back to Orpheus we go here. As you can see, our MP, or our SP rather, I've been playing a lot of Nocturne recently, and that was a game where they still called it MP. Okay, so that guy gets through. But I'm not too concerned about that because we have Orpheus equipped, so I don't have to worry about a weakness getting struck here. Metis is proving to be very reliable in denying this guy his turns, which I'm very thankful for. bash coming out. These guys can also score crits, so that's a bit of an unfortunate RNG point as well. That can stall out the battle pretty badly if it happens. Alright, if I can actually connect some of these Agi spells next turn, I'm thinking of how I want to approach this. We might actually be able to go for an all-out attack at this point. Not on Igas' turn, but when Metis gets the knockdown on the Gigas. Okay, knock this guy down. There we go. Going to pass on that. Unfortunately, I really don't have any better options for healing here, so I am just going to go for the Dia onto Metis here, spread the healing out. We really don't have any other items to work with when it comes to just keeping our party recovered. Alright, go for the Garula here, Metis. Okay. And yeah, I actually am going to go for the all-out attack here. This should actually take these guys out pretty reliably. Oh, damn. Oh, that's not the end of the world. Ken should still take out this one. Yep, just hits it with the normal Pierce attack. Okay. Tarunda onto the Gigas is actually pretty good. That helps out a ton. We should have this fight in the bag. I don't have to panic as much with what's going on here, so what I'm going to do is Agi this guy. Nah, got the dodge. That's okay. And there we go, Gale Slash. Pretty nasty. Thankfully, because we're in Persona 3 FES, we don't have to worry. Oh no, that's doubly unfortunate. Okay. Things are looking a little scary here, but we're still in this. Okay.
Don't overdo it.
Alright. I'm just thinking about what the play to make here is. Might be a good idea to go for the Magaru, because if he goes for another Gale Slash, then we lose. So I'm gonna take that.
Be careful. Metis is badly hurt.
And let's see, Ken, we are going to assign the target again, since that got canceled on him. We will go for the Magaru here. And I don't have enough SP left to keep this battle going, so... Okay, that's good. Fortunately, Igas has enough HP left at this point that she doesn't have to worry. There we go. Beautiful, beautiful. We should win this now. Ken's gonna go for the cruel attack. Okay, that's also nice that he went for the double fang there. There we go. Akihiko, please stick to your healing. If Akihiko sensed that he could get a kill there, he probably would have gone for that. Okay, okay. With that, we should be good. What I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to switch over to Orpheus. I'm going to hit myself with Dia, just with my last bit of SP. Oh! I never paid attention to that. Dia is a 4 SP move, and I don't really have any other options I can make here, so... I guess just wait. If Metis can hit the Garula here, then we win. Alright, take him out, Metis. There we go, okay, all-out attack, and that is GG's. Very, very stressful first boss battle, especially because I was going in with so low resources, but we got him, there we go. Beautiful stuff, beautiful stuff. Get a good amount of experience for our efforts as well. And able to create personas up to level 28. And just letting it go here, because like in Tartarus, what was that black shadow? Oh, there's a door up ahead. Igas, can you investigate? Don't worry, I'm certain that's not dangerous. It'll just transport you somewhere else. First off, like in Tartarus, we do have treasures to collect over here. Get a couple bombs of life, very nice in this mode actually, and 3 beads, which honestly, could have used those in the previous battle, but that's okay. And here we have a door. This door, I wonder where it leads. Well, where it leads... As soon as the game loads, of course. This place, the Desert of Doors. I see. So that door leads here. And yes, we now have a checkpoint. Now, unfortunately, there's nowhere in the Desert of Doors to save your progress, so I'm just gonna go back to the dorm. Now, let's get into the boss fight in episode Igas.
Multiple shadows ahead. It looks like they've been waiting for us. And that strange presence is there too. The same one from before. It's gone? I don't sense it anymore. Shadows incoming! Be careful!
Alright, we've got Shouting Tiara and Wrathful Book. The Wrathful Book is weak to fire, repels ice, absorbs wind, and nulls light. The Shouting Tiaras are weak to ice and absorb fire and elect. So, obviously, our goal here is to bounce between Gigas and Metis to deal the bulk of our damage here. Let's do a quick survey, and yeah, that guy is up next, the Wrathful Book. So, we definitely will want to be careful here. I think my best option with Ken is to just use Arrow Rain and fish for a critical if he can get one. Unfortunately, Ken does not have Divine Intervention at this point, so we're not really able to make use of that in helping to protect our team. A bit unfortunate that Yukari is next in line, but what I can do is just have Yukari actually do something a bit more supporting this time. Since this guy is coming up, why don't we just Secunda him? We'll increase the chance that he misses, and then we won't have to worry too much about him hitting us with anything nasty. Ah, I see what their gimmick is. A little bit unfortunate that that got through on Metis. Oof, we're all getting enraged here. That is a-okay. I am not super pressed about that. Let's get over to Orpheus here and hit the Agi on the Wrathful Book in the back just to knock him down. Get a little bit of damage tacked on. And let's review our options. So we've got Patra Gems here. Probably our best choice would be to heal up Yukari. Yeah, probably just would be wise to get Yukari recovered from the rage there. We'll have to see what other things we can manage. While this guy is knocked down, what I'm going to do is I am going to go for the Divine Retribution on him, just to get that little bit of extra damage going. There we go. And yes, that is actually something I was hoping for, was the Dizzy, just to prevent him from acting. Now that Yukari has her turn, she can get the Patra off on Metis. There is a chance these guys will try to enrage her again, but I'm not super pressed about that happening. We do have to be worried about those Zeos being winged at Yukari. Now that Metis actually has her turn here, we can go for the Bufala to knock these guys down. And what I'm actually going to do is, once they're all knocked down, I'm going to deny the all-out attack. I'm just going to have Metis go into Orgia mode to get a big bit of damage on her, and also make, or a big bit of damage on the enemies, also make her immune to just reprisal from these guys. Also going to, ailments, and I'm just going to scan these guys real quick so I can build up Fuka's Feargy a little bit. Even if I know what they are vulnerable to, that still helps because it gets a little bit of extra Theurgy charge. Let's go into Orgia mode here and get the big damage going, get that status ailment immunity onto Metis, and just allow her in general to deal a lot more damage. She's got a really cool animation for Orgia mode. Unfortunately, unlike Neo Orgia mode, she does not get the benefit of, what was it? Not having to use any HP or SP for her skills, so bit of an unfortunate downgrade for Metis in that regard. Let's review our attacking options real quick, just to see if I have anything else that I can really do here, and not particularly, but if I'm not going for a knockdown, I would actually rather be immune to Elect, so what I'm going to do is throw that up, and we are just going to do a basic normal attack on that guy while he is down. Let's see here. Speaking of normal attack, that guy can still reflect. Let's just go for this guy who is dizzied. Get some big damage onto him. Nice! Crit doesn't get any one more since he's already dizzied, so not really that big a deal, but a little bit of damage never hurt there. And note that Metis will still use her spells if she thinks it's a good option in Orgia mode. Let's have Yukari use her Theurgy here, get some big damage on this guy. If we're lucky, we might be able to dizzy him. Yukari, since she has such a high magic stat, Cyclone Arrow is actually some really good damage against down foes at this point, even without access to boosting passives. And remember, the Orgia mode damage bonus also applies to Bufala there, so look at that damage. Beautiful. Okay, Zeo coming out from this guy. Again, Yukari is the only one we really worry about if that connects with. And that's annoying, but not the end of the world. So, once again, we will switch over to Orpheus here, hit the Agi on the tiara in the back, or the Wrathful book there. And I think what I want to do here is I'm going to use Cadenza to get the Masuku Kaja buff up on everyone. There we go. Unfortunately, we don't really have much choice but to let Yukari go through and try to let herself get hit by the enemy. So let me see here. Just thinking about what the smartest option to do with Ken would be. Are these guys immune to light? This guy is not, so let's just get him taken out, because that'll prevent him from going. If we're lucky, Yukari will try to wing her attack against the Wrathful book. Can't necessarily guarantee that will happen. Or she could just die, okay. That also simplifies things pretty considerably. That's okay, that's okay. Okay. I was a little worried Metis there wasn't going to go for the weakness, but thankfully she is actually playing intelligently. Nice, that guy is mostly taken care of. Might go for another provoke here. No, he's going for the Zeo. And he didn't go for Gigas, so we are actually sitting pretty there. Did we get any revival bead? Yeah, we got a band ace along the way. That's good, that's good. Or perhaps we even started with it. I don't really know, nor do I particularly care. I just want to be able to get Yukari back in the action, so let's band ace her up. And now that we have the muttering, or the shouting tiaras taken care of, this fight should more or less be in the bag at this point. Let's just go for the Koga on this guy. Strong, it's better damage than Xianga, so if we can actually get it through, may as well go for it, right? This guy's going for the Makoha, which shouldn't be too big a deal. Little nasty, but I'm not overly pressed about that. Yukari right now is mostly just going to stick to spamming Medea in order to help us stay a little bit healthy here. Metis going for the assault dive. Oh no, wait, she does. Okay, never mind. I never noticed that. She does actually have the. She does actually keep the free cat cost for spells and physicals in reload. I never actually noticed that. Shows how much attention I pay. I'm actually going to swap over to Oberon once I get this knockdown, so that I can use Medea with him to keep ourselves healthy. We saw how much damage that Yukari took there, so if she gets hit again, she'll just be taken out. And yeah, Yukari's goal at this point is to just spam the heck out of Medea, so that she can eventually get Cyclone Arrow and just deal some huge damage to this guy. I probably will go for all-out attacks until we can actually get to the point where I can take this guy out with a Cyclone Arrow. So yeah, spam Medea, just waiting for Metis to slowly but surely recover from her cooldown. Thankfully, Metis does have access to ways to mitigate the cooldown of Orgia mode. Do I want to go for the all-out attack here? Nah, I don't. Let me see, what else do I got here? I'm going to... Nah, she should actually survive, so you know what? Let's just go for another Agi on him. If we're lucky, we'll get the Dizzy here and deny him a turn. Did not get that lucky, but that's okay. Let's go for another Arrow Rain here. Just hoping for the 4 hits there. Another nice thing about Cadenza is that it increases the chance of that happening. Remember that the Tsukukaja line increases the number of hits you get out of, or rather, makes it more likely you're going to hit the maximum number of hits for multi-hit moves. Metis is back in, and that means we're more or less in the clear here. We're just going to have her go for Fatal End. If she's lucky, she'll get a critical hit, maybe even inflict fear on this guy. Not that lucky, but hey, I wasn't particularly counting on it either. Once again, we're going... Oh! Geez, I didn't realize he had dodge fire. Luckily, we have healing items at our disposal, so just a quick Life Stone there to help out Yukari. Going for another Makoha. Thankfully, this guy has really boring options. Okay, this should bring her up to Theurgy, so if we can get the knockdown on this guy this turn, we should be in good standing to hit him with Cyclone Arrow. Well, actually, you know, that doesn't even really matter, because he gets up before Yukari gets a chance to go again. I'm just gonna go for a normal attack there. Pretty unlucky, I'm afraid. Let's go for Agi here. There we go. Cancel that and go for Agi again. If we could just get the Dizzy, which we did not. I was just hoping we would get the Dizzy, and that would help us out quite a bit with dealing more damage. Just to err on the side of caution, I'm going to go for the Umuki Water here. Alright, here comes this guy again. Makoha coming out once more. Now, I'm just going to go for the Cyclone Arrow anyways, because it'll speed up the fight a little bit.
Just one more. Take that.
It is what it is. Let's go for Fatal End once again. I would really love if the Fear status actually stuck on this. Okay, go for Aki. You know what? I will go for an all-out attack on this one, just to see how much damage this does. We haven't really had a chance to use these in this battle. It's okay. I mean, I'm just not much of a fan of all-out attacks in the modern releases of Persona. Starting with Persona 4, they just got nerfed so badly. They're very much just early game tools. And in a mode like the Answer and Episode Gigas, where we're just starting in the mid-game, more or less, really mitigates the overall use of these. Let's go for Assault Dive here. This might actually be a little bit stronger damage. It's damage, it's damage. Yeah, once you get the shouting tiaras out of the way, this fight is just more or less in the bag. You don't really have to worry too much about what this guy's gonna do to you. Alright. Nice! There we go. The killing blow. Hey, High Priestess Major Arcana is in Shuffle Time now. We actually just cleared out our Shuffle Time as well, or our Major Arcanas as well, so, you know, it'll be a nice little pickup there. Right, level ups for everybody. Aguila for Orpheus, which would have been helpful there, but whatever. Cruel Attack for Ken also would have been amazingly helpful there. Oh well, I'm getting all this stuff that would have been useful just before we finished up. Marin Karen for Metis there, which a nice little supporting option.
Oh, hello.
Huh, that was a tough enemy, but we managed to take it down. How are you feeling, Gigas? If you ever get tired or anything, be sure to let us know. With all this happening so suddenly, being leader must be tough on you. Hey, I appreciate that, Yukari.
No,
It's,
that's not it.
no big deal, really. Being leader might be tough, but my sister led the way brilliantly.
Wonderful.
It's all thanks to her that our fight went so smoothly. Don't you guys agree? Yeah, I was worried since we've been out of practice for so long, but now I feel confident that we can manage. Yukari-san? Is everything okay?
Huh?
Yeah, it's nothing. Anyway, it looks like that figure's gone too. We might as well keep moving. Oh, right. The figure. What's really going on here, I wonder? Yeah, we have questions, but not really much in the way of answers. Oh, looks like there's a door up ahead, I guess. Could you give it a look? I don't think it's dangerous. It should just transport you somewhere. Well, first, I want to check out over here, because we've got some treasure. Yeah, let's pop this sucker open and get a speed band. Nice. Hey, I would appreciate having that for Gigas, honestly. I would much prefer it if she was first in battle, but same as the protagonist, it's gradually going to get to a point where Gigas' agility just keeps falling.
Hard to believe it has nothing to do with us. Let's hurry and catch it. We'll get out of here for sure.
Yeah, what is the deal with that figure anyway? And thankfully, we do have a Twilight Fragment to pop this sucker open. And get a bold bow for Yukari. Let me guess, yeah, that's a nice looking bow and you'd like to use it? Well, since she probably just has a vanilla weapon, it can't be much worse than whatever she has. It's just, again, I really wish they would tell you what these things did. Okay, it gives a medium chance of distress, that is whatever. Anyway, the door that Fuka pointed out, this door, I wonder where it leads. Desert of Doors? Interesting. Well, now we know where that door leads. After defeating a shadow that guards a given floor, a new pathway to the Desert of Doors will be opened here. This allows you to use the Desert of Doors to travel between completed areas at your leisure. Alright, with that taken care of, let's switch up our party a little bit. Let's have Ken just sit out for now, and let's bring in Akihiko for a little bit of floor time. Let's also pop out of the Desert of Doors real quick just to heal ourselves up. Alright, time to get back at it. Like in the journey, I'll be alternating between reload and FES for my focal point for the adventure. No portable, sadly, because there is no answer in the portable. Though I keep forgetting to mention, you may recognize the Desert of Doors. They did reuse that asset for the Vision quest in Persona 3 Portable, so a little bit of representation there. Like I usually do, we'll just be going through adventuring and doing a little montage of everything unique I came across in episode Gigas, when it becomes a good time to insert it. I've rotated Yukari into the party. Unlike the main game in FES for the journey, I will be rotating around my party more often, because it is actually pretty valuable to switch in and out people who cover different niches in the answer. There is, again, eventually we'll get to a point where I can explain why that is. For right now, though, let us continue with our exploration. The atmosphere on this floor is seems different. The shadows seem different too. Be careful. So we get a little bit of a color palette change, and I guess the walls look a bit more, shall we say, stony, a bit more masonry inspired in their design. So now we just gotta wait for this guy to turn his butt around. Come on. I suppose I could go for more neutral strikes, because I believe this mode does not have the thing where the enemy will have a random chance of getting the first strike if you go for or you hit them with a neutral strike. Anyways, here we've got Vicious Ravens, which I misspelled as Vicious Raves in my notes. These guys absorb, pierce, nullify fire, resist wind, and are weak to ice, meaning that only Gigas can really deal with these guys. As always, I will take an opportunity to scan them, just in case that becomes important. I'll just send Metis into Orgia mode. And Yukari and Ken can stick to full assault. Ken will probably foolishly go for the cruel attack if it gets around to his turn. Thankfully, we have High Pixie here for some big damage. If we can get a wand card, we could actually very likely get enough experience to level up Pixie in a single battle. High Pixie, I should say. Gotta get my terminology right. Going for the fatal end on the downed one here. That'll minimize the number of targets we have to deal with. And yeah, Ken's going for the cruel attack because he just simply is unaware. Oh, drain that entirely. Stumbling on my words a lot today. Alrighty, go for another Mabufu here. Metis will definitely take out one of these guys if we don't get the all-out attack. Jesus, that was sucked. Luckily, Metis also enjoys double defense in Orgia mode. And fortunately, everybody should be aware of what these guys are capable of now. Aguilar coming out towards Gigas, which honestly, I didn't realize that High Pixie wasn't weak to fire, so that kind of works out for us. Might be a good idea to keep Yukari in heal and support, just to mitigate some of the damage that comes into Gigas. So let's set her to that. It'll be a while before we can set up auto buffers to make sure that Gigas can actually have access to Sukutaja. Okay, that's not really that necessary in this version of the game. I'll have my options eventually. With that, we get our all-out attack, get the nice damage boost on that from Neo Orgia mode. And let's see, I definitely want to go for that wand card. Let's see, that would have been 3, 1. There we go. I'm always worried that I lose track of that. Huge amount of experience there. Another level up for Gigas to get her set up there. Unfortunately, no level up like I was hoping for High Pixie, but that's okay. Ken getting his next level up will be pretty important because he will get access to Diorama at that point. Oh, we got another new enemy here, actually. Magic Hands. These guys are weak to fire. Unfortunately, we do not have any AoE fire options, so I do kind of have to tediously just hit through these guys with Agi, which is also our most economical option. As always, just sending Metis into Orgia mode, just for the sake of it. Again, you should take battles seriously in the answer. Everything is so much tougher than what you're usually expected to fight in the journey. Even if I believe we're just using standard damage modifiers, everything here seems to hit just a tad harder than you might expect from normal mode in the journey. I guess that's just a knock-on effect of starting in the mid-game. Relatively speaking, anyway. Alright, Hey, nice! Managed to get a clean sweep through all of them. Let's get that all-out attack launched. This should be enough to take these guys out. They only have 214 HP, so it's not too difficult to finish them off. There we go. Let's see here. I actually will go for that money, not because it's super useful at this current point in time, but in lieu of a better card. Ooh, I actually will take the double up here. Would be nice if we could get some more Persona. Let me see here. I think I'll go for a Lamia there. So that's slot 1, slot 2, and slot 4 because of the rotation there. Get Lamia. Lamia has access to Agilao, so more fire coverage. Would have been nice if I could have gotten a wand card there.
My skills have increased. Yes. My skill level has increased.
Nice. Let's take a look at... Sorry, I just have to let that go. I love that little bit of dialogue there. Let's take a look at Ken real quick. He should be on level 29, and yes, he has Diorama. He'll also be picking up Rakarm at level 32, which will be much appreciated. Much more in the way of good healing. Not gonna bother going for that. Honestly, I don't care about sticking around in Malbolge for too long. We can just catch up very quickly once we get into the next section of the Desert of Doors. Note that I don't believe the answer uses the same treasure mechanics as the Journey does, or at the very least, if it does, the drop tables are different. Let me see, have we fought the Creation Relic in this version? I don't believe so. Unfortunately, there's not really much good we can do against Creation Relics, because they are, let's see, they repel Slash and Wind, nullify Fire and Light, and are only weak to Dark, which is not even really an option that we have good access to. Gonna set Metis into Orgia mode here. Let me see, I will switch back to Hypixie here, just to knock that one guy over, and let me see, actually, I'm going to have Ken go into Knockdown here.
I understand.
So, let's get that. I just noticed that once you set Metis to go into Orgia mode, you are actually forced into it. You cannot cancel that order. I didn't really use Orgia mode too much in the Journey for FES, just because it's pretty bad, honestly. And portable also. There we go. Now we've got that confirmed. Ken will go for a cruel attack here, fishing for the crit. And could not get it. Thankfully, these guys only have about 235 HP. Nice! Yukari also hitting us with a diorama there. So they are not too threatening in that regard. They will be going after. May as well go for the Holy Arrow here. Might get the Charm, which would actually be quite useful at this point. Find a lot of situations where ailments might actually come in handy. Yukari being immune to wind actually isn't that big a deal in this mode. It wasn't that big a deal in the Journey either, but in FES specifically, their default characters' default elemental resistances grant so much extra defense. It's like a 90% modifier compared to the 50% it usually is for the protagonist, that you never really... Getting an outright nullification really wasn't that much of an upgrade. This isn't something that uses a press turn system like Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne does.
Yes! My skill level has increased.
I got a nice big boost of experience there, and Yukari is delighted about that. Not gonna go out of my way to get into an encounter with that thing. Again, once we start moving on from Malbolge, the experience curve is going to rapidly swing in our favor, so we really don't have to worry too much about fighting everything that there is to see in Malbolge currently. Oh, hey! Got a rare form over there. Unlike the Journey, the rare forms in the Answer will only ever drop coins, and there's a very unfortunate reason for that we'll get into eventually. Fortunately, much like FES, they are still just largely vulnerable to any form of physical attacks. Nowhere near as annoying to deal with as they are in the vanilla release of Persona 3 or Portable, where their resistances were once again reverted, or were rather reverted to be like how they were in the vanilla version. Decided to switch in Rakshasa for that fight to try and get some experience funneled into him. Not really because he has anything I care about, but it might be helpful to get him set up with a little bit more experience. Like Tartarus, we can very frequently find equipment within the areas within the Abyss of Time, but there will be alternative means to get equipment that are probably better in this version of the game compared to exactly what you're getting in the Journey, or the same option in the Journey. Orpheus got a level up there and picked up Tarunda, which is actually going to be pretty helpful. There are plenty of situations I could think where it would be a good idea to use that. One thing I didn't really comment on is sword cards at this point in the answer. The equipment that they give you is appropriate for the relative strength that you're at in the game compared to what they would give you in the journey. But right now we're only really seeing the 2 cards, which give us the equipment that we start with currently, so those aren't too useful, but if you see a 3 of swords, you could potentially get a stronger weapon from that. Scooped up another new persona from that battle. We are building up our stock. Also note that Gigas starts with the full 12 stock. You don't have to worry about leveling up again to expand your stock any further. And Pusa is another particularly interesting persona that might be worth picking up as she gets, well, first off, she's another thing that has Garu access. She also doesn't have a slash vulnerability like Narcissus does, so she can actually be pretty valuable for the boss fight. But she also picks up growth, if you're willing, growth 1 to be specific, if you're willing to level her up. And having the growth skills on multiple things and fusing them around could be pretty handy for the answer, even something as measly as growth 1. Got another level up for Gigas here. Not that levels for Gigas matter too much at this point, but hey, that's just a little bit more to help out in the game's level scaling. So you know what? I'll be appreciative of it. Oh man, I really wish we were able to check out a larger version of the map in FES. One of the biggest I don't know if I'd say this is the biggest miss as far as a quality of life aspect goes, but it does seem like one of the more obvious ones. Certainly one you'd notice relatively early on.
My skills have increased. Yes! My skill level has increased. Yes! My skill level has increased!
Just have to let everybody say that. One nice thing about Ken's Cruel Tag is that, like I was mentioning this in the boss fight, it is genuinely just a really strong skill for this stage of the game, so it's very appreciative when even against an enemy that's not down that he's trying to delete, it's still a good bit of pierce damage. As you can see, Metis will finally be learning Bufala in the answer a little bit down the line, though, level 34. She'll reach that quicker than you might expect, though, so don't worry too much about that. Sooner rather than later, she'll be able to cover even more options for us. And we really could use more coverage options, because Gigas is just burning through her SP so badly. Just getting a quick stock of everybody's skills here to make sure, or keep myself mindful of what they're going to be capable of in the near future. Yukari especially I'd like to see. Ooh, nice. Next level up she will learn Rakarm. That would be very helpful, actually. Every little bit of a revival option we have would be much appreciated. We don't have an endless supply of revival beads, though honestly we have a better supply than I was expecting to have at this point. Wait a moment, please. The path ahead seems to end a little further down. I can't tell what's waiting there, but don't let your guard down. Alright. And hey, a rare chest, heck yeah! Get a warrior seal. Yeah, well, that is a fair sight better than any other option we have. A little bit of a chance to counter anything. May as well take it, right? Little bit of, it's effectively a 10% fizz resistance for Gigas there. Another treasure chest over here, so I may as well go for this. You probably noticed when I was looking at Metis' skill list earlier, she does have access to Marin Karen now, and yes, she does have the same fondness for using it when she's set to act freely that Mitsuda herself does. Ooh, nice, that's a very good spear here. And that is not the last of the amusing comparisons she will have to Mitsuda by the end of the game. Just be very particular about the tactics that you set for Metis if you want to avoid her using skills that are not particularly helpful. I wanted to show off Yukari's new victory animation for the answer, but unfortunately we just really haven't been running into anything that she's particularly good against, so it's been kind of hard to set up for a battle where she can get the all-out attack to close it out for us. I've mostly also just been using her for healing at this point. Let me see here, I'm gonna bait this guy out, then we can break his aggro, and then I can take care of him cleanly like this. Alright, continuing on. Having pretty good luck with getting Mudo to connect on those creation relics. Appreciative of that, because Mudo is a rather pricey spell at this stage of the game. 6 SP per pop? Preposterous. SP problems are definitely a much bigger and more persistent issue in the answer. And a couple of gems here, which is already something that's different. You never really found gems. Actually, you just straight up never found gems and treasure in the journey, so slight little differences there you're gonna start noticing as you go through the game. Right, looks like we still got a little bit of a ways to go. Now I'm just gonna rip the band-aid off on this one. We do not have a boss coming up at this point. I guess disappointingly, but also thankfully, because I'm out of SP for Gigas here. Once we get this loading screen, we know that we have reached our destination. Looks like a dead end. What was that black shadow we keep seeing? Oh, sorry. We'll head over there now. Why don't you see if you can find anything else? I think what we're gonna find is Persona 3 Reload instead. The atmosphere on this floor seems different. And so do the shadows. Be careful. Yeah, we get a pretty interesting graphical shakeup with the floors in Reload. Ah! Come on, I was just trying to explain the floor here. Anyways, we were going to get into some new enemies anyways, so I may as well just keep my train of thought going. But yeah, there are a much greater degree of variety in the aesthetics for episode Gigas, which is pretty cool, honestly. One thing that I haven't actually gone over is actually Metis' Theurgy charge condition. Because like everybody else, she has a unique condition that causes her Theurgy to charge much, much faster. As for these magic hands here, these guys are just weak to fire, so why don't we pop off with our new Agilao skill here. Let Orpheus show his newly obtained power, at least in the universe of Persona 3 Reload. But Metis' unique charge condition is that she gains a ton of Theurgy gauge if Gigas shifts to her. A lot of Metis' unique mechanics revolve around her interactions with Gigas. Yes, it is gamified codependency. Ain't it grand? Ain't it grand? Pretty interesting little trait that she's got there. Oh, nice. With that distress, we have a pretty good chance of scoring a crit here. Unfortunately, did not get it. Just passing this around back to Gigas so that we can go for an Agi and finish this off with an all-out attack. But yeah, since we've made a little bit of headway into Persona 3's FES's version of this dungeon, I may as well do a little montage at this point in Reload, just to show off all of the interesting points that are available in this version of the game, such as an all-out attack bonus. Heck yeah. Alright, over here we've got some Vicious Ravens. These guys, let me see, they absorb fire, weak to ice, and resist wind. I don't think we have any sources of ice except for Metis at this point. It's kind of funny to think about considering how she is in FES at this point, so may as well just go for the Vacuum Slash here, see if I can't score a couple of critical blows, which unfortunately I was not lucky enough to get. Sadly, this is not a game where every flying enemy is weak to arrows. That would make things so much simpler if it was. With our new Major Arcana bonus, our all-out attack should also be a lot more reliable in taking out enemies. I'm really hoping we will find something with ice skills on it for Gigas soon, just so I have that greater degree of flexibility in my options for scoring knockdowns. Oh dang, that actually didn't finish them off. We still have a ways to go here, I'm afraid. Next up, we've got Sky Balances. These guys are the same as they ever were. They are weak to fire and ice, repel elec and wind, and of course we will find Heat Balances, who are the diametric opposite. So let's just hit our Agilaos here. Actually, I'm going for Agilaos specifically, just so we're tacking on that little bit of extra damage. Every new enemy in this section of Malbolge has a pretty considerable HP boost, so we really do want to be maximizing our damage. Although, honestly, since I'm having to go to Metis' turn anyway, maybe it would just be more efficient to go for Agi and then go into 2 Buffalas off of another all-out attack. Here's the could-have-beens. We can at least finish off with a proper all-out attack this time. If we can get a better weapon for Gigas, we can boost the damage of these all-out attacks just a little bit further. Indeed, indeed. We've got our strong shadows for the area, the Stoic Snakes. These guys have a whopping 450 hit points. They absorb ice, repel elec, are weak to light, which is unfortunate since Ken is currently sitting in reserve. But we do have Principality to help us out here, so definitely take these guys seriously. We want to hit them with the strongest options that we have at our disposal. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to set them all down with Koha, And I'm actually not going to screw around at all. I'm going to pop over to Metis, and I'm going to immediately send her into Orgia mode in order to deal some big damage to these guys. One thing that might be worth keeping in mind is that, ooh, that's bad. Well, we can still make this work. I'm actually going to also pop Oracle here to make sure we, or at the very least, chance for getting some buffs here, because we could definitely use that to help us out. Yes, there we go. That's beautiful. Alright, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to focus on getting damage tacked onto these guys. Thankfully, they are not resistant to wind, so we can get a little bit of extra damage spread around here with Yukari. There we go. A Dizzy is beautiful. Let's go for Orgia mode here. If we're lucky, that last one will be critted, which would allow us to have our cake and eat it too by still getting an all-out attack. Remember that all-out attacks do not purge the Dizzy status, so that is also a pretty excellent thing to have at your disposal. Yes! Not the one I was hoping would get a crit, but a crit nonetheless. Let's have Akihiko go in here for his physical attack. No crit off of him, but that's okay. Okay, foul breath coming out, so it looks like ailments are going to be their thing to go, and he kind of wasted that by using it on Metis, considering that that's just not something that's really a concern for her at all. Akihiko getting knocked on his ass there is a bit unfortunate, but not the end of the world. Let's once again go for Magaru, just spread around as much damage as possible on these guys. There we go. If we can get them knocked down, that's unfortunate. Of course, Gigas is dead last in the turn order. Gotta love it, gotta love it. Always the kind of thing you have to deal with. Fatal End should, yep, get rid of that guy. Remember that double damage is so potent from that. Nice, the dodge there was pretty lucky. Well, actually, luck has nothing to, well, okay, luck does have a lot to do with it, but we did, of course, have our buffs go in. Another benefit of having those buffs through is that we are less likely to be screwed over by dodge light. There we go. Not too bad. This is exactly the kind of thing you keep your Theurgies in reserve for, so always be mindful of that. If I hadn't gone for that, we'd have a pretty brutal battle on our hands. Arguably even tougher than the boss we just took care of. Granted, that again is kind of a consequence of just now I decided to bench Ken. Figures, right? Figures. Ooh, that's a tough decision. Let's go for Mitra. That's more important to build up our Persona stock right now.
Has won the day. This I can fight even better.
Yukari reached level 30 and picked up Diorama, which should help out a little bit. Gives her a better, more potent single-target healing option.
I'll always give my all for my sister.
And we've got our last new enemy here, Creation Relics, and these are some pretty unfortunate creatures as they are weak to Strike and Pierce, something our team specializes in pretty heavily. I haven't really been going over all the Personae that I've really been picking up. Obviously, we saw me get a few in the last video, but among other things that I've also grabbed, I found McCoy, who doesn't really matter, Take Mikazuchi, who might be worth keeping around because I think he eventually gets a Lek boost. Something that's definitely been a good pickup is Shisa here. He learns Ice Boost, and that's going to come very much in handy in the very, very near future, so definitely keep him around, and if you see any additional Shisa cards, be sure to pull those so that you can get him leveled up and secure that Ice Boost. Also get that registered away for later. Just do our all-out attack here. We should be able to just completely rinse these guys after 2 sets of all-out attacks, and yeah, we will be able to set up for that. This is actually one of the— come on! I was about to say, this is actually one of those situations where Yukari's lower damage can come in handy, because it allows us to more reliably set up the all-out attacks without the fear of her accidentally killing the enemy. There we go. Should allow us to draw another card, and anything good here? I gotta keep increasing my stock here, so we're taking High Pixie even though I don't really need any more Ice Casters.
I'll always give my all for my sister. My sister. The leader. That has a nice ring to it. I'm so proud of my sister.
Metis is very enthusiastic about having a family.
New skill, huh?
And we also picked up Mazio for Akihiko throughout this expedition. Very nice. Could use some more multi-targeting options. And hey, fast heal for Metis. Excellent thing to have. Faster recovery from ailments is always appreciated. Looks like this is the end of the line. Just what was that thing we've seen so many times along the way, I wonder? Oh, sorry. Everyone is heading over. In the meantime, take a look around and see if you can find anything useful nearby. Yeah, rather anticlimactically, Malbolge does not end in a boss after 7 more floors of traversal. And this is actually not an uncommon thing. Quite a few of the areas we'll be going through have a boss fight, and then will task us with just going further until we reach a door just like this one.
A door. Looks like we've reached the first goal.
This place was bigger than I thought. How many more times we gotta do this?
I don't know for sure, but judging by the Desert of Doors, I'm betting it's not going to be just once or twice.
I was afraid you'd say that.
We're looking for the source of our troubles, so logically, it should be at the deepest level.
Then all we can do is keep going until we reach the end. It's like Tartarus all over again.
The two of them do share some similarities.
Like the friggin' shadows wandering around. Man, and here I thought we were done with them for good. The Lost are all gone now, though. So why are we still dealing with the shadows?
Only way to know is to start looking for an answer. Not like we're getting out of this until we find one anyway.
What's wrong?
Oh, nothing. It's just after the hell we went through, we finally had some peace. I told myself I'd focus on the future and not look back. But now it feels like nothing's changed. I thought we were through with fighting.
Yukari.
Time doesn't flow normally here, so it's no surprise you feel that way. You'll find that there will be many opportunities to revisit your past here.
What's that supposed to mean? Huh? This is Polonia Mall? But we were just in...
What's going on? Did we make it out somehow?
I don't know. Something seems off. Also, isn't it kind of hot?
You kids.
Oh, Kurosawa-san.
What are you doing out here on a weekday? Shouldn't you be in school?
Oh, but it's spring break.
Spring break? That was a couple months ago. It's July now. And what's with the getup? You all headed somewhere, or?
Oh, no. We're just,
Well, I'll let it slide since you kids are a little... different. Don't think I'll always turn a blind eye, though. If you're up to something, you won't get off scot-free. Are we clear?
Jeez. All the dates displayed here say 2009. That calendar, too. So when he said it's July, did he mean July of last year?
That's impossible. Are you saying this is the past? Hey, Gigas' sister. Hey, are you listening?
Are the things here that interesting to you?
No, not at all. It's all normal, everyday stuff, right? This is a fountain, and that over there is a store.
Well, I come here to gaze at the fountain myself from time to time.
Really? You do the same?
But there is something mysterious about this place. For all of us, not just you. Tell me, what is this place?
We got here by passing through a door, remember? Doors like that are located throughout the abyss of time, each of them connected to the past.
Then, this really is last year?
How else can you explain the different time and season? But it seems you can't just go anywhere in the past. Only somewhere from your memories. I don't think this place connects to anywhere else either.
Seriously? The past? Oh, man.
We're lucky to have ended up here. Let's use this time to gather supplies. Whatever we get here should be usable until the abyss of time disappears. Perhaps that's why the door led us here in the first place. It may have reflected your inner thoughts.
She seems to be taking this pretty well. It's also mind-boggling to me, though.
Well, on the bright side, at least we won't starve now.
And that was how we learned why the Abyss of Time was called as such. It was a place where one could revisit bygone days. But looking back on it now, that wasn't the only thing that astounded us. Maybe we all subconsciously sensed some sort of salvation.
And yes, after finishing Malbolge, we find ourselves in Polonia Mall of the past, some indeterminate point in July, a rather awkward scenario that we found ourselves in, though thankfully there is not too much cringe to be had here, because this place is weirdly empty for being the middle of July during the day. Whatever, hey, free Twilight Fragment, I will take it, I will take it. As Puka pointed out, in-universe, the characters no longer have any need to worry about starving. Out-of-universe, this of course is a wonderful place for us to buy new accessories, new equipment, all of the services that the protagonist had available to himself, except for the social ones, such as Chagall Cafe or the arcade, are available for us to take advantage of. And we'll be going into that next time. I think this is a good place to call it for this video, so as always, I hope you enjoyed watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Until then, though, goodbye.
I don't dispute the doubts you've outlined, but it's my right to waste your time.